Hello, machine lovers and love machines. I decided to open with this beat again. If Mersa will allow me, maybe we will make it the opening of this show, live stream, whatever it is. As you can see today, I'm without the screen here because so many people responded that it's just not necessary, and what I'm working on is to have another camera that will catch like the above shot of the machine, so to speak. I hope I make sense. I'm making sense here. And on the other hand, there's a new angle, which is this. And I hope that this way you can see what it is I'm doing with the samples, and I will explain a little bit more until I get out of the house. And I don't know, I need to somehow get another camera, and then we will have all the time a small portion of me in the corner there, and the machine all the time on screen, so you can see what I do, and you can also see the finger drumming. And as usual, send me links to your music. I will be happy to open the show with your music or to play it, to discuss music, to discuss your beats, to discuss your productions, not necessarily hip-hop or lo-fi or boom bap or whatever. It can be techno. I love techno. It can be anything. I think on one of the episodes I will actually try and do a techno track. And you know, perform effects of the machine, aren't they cool? Sebastian, hi. Robert, hi. Very nice to see everybody here in the chat. As usual, or I don't know, today's episode 10. Nothing is usual anymore, right, in this world. I've already chopped something since hello Carl Power. I've already chopped something since let me turn this off. Yeah. Since yesterday I actually got a copyright thing from YouTube. But that's because I played like the part of the sample with what the Chemical Brothers used. And we were also talking about it and writing about it and saying Chemical Brothers in context of the sample. So yeah. Why am I not in the center? Okay. So I took the liberty of already chopping something, and again I will try to show how I prepare for a finger drumming set. And yeah, and maybe some more technique if you want. Just ask, or if you have ideas on what I'm about to do now, you want to throw some ideas in the pot, I mean, feel welcome. And we will try this new angle of the machine until I will get another camera, and then there will be all the time. I want to have something like this. Yeah, all the time, where you can see what it is I'm doing all the time. And so without any further ado, as usual, I'm broadcasting live from Tony's apartment, Eagle Swamp, here in beautiful San Pauli in the Reeperbahn. I'm just one street parallel to the Reeperbahn. It's empty. It's just completely empty. It's not supposed to be empty on the weekend. It's supposed to be the fullest place in the world. So let's see what I chopped. I can already tell you it's the song You Don't Own Me, chum chum. I'm not just one of your reindeer. You don't own me. Okay, so there's no copyright problems there. I will play what it is, and I hope you see something. I don't know, go full screen, or yeah. So I have basically the song is in 3/4, yeah. Boom, to clack. You don't own me, chuck dun dun. Ah na 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 to pack, yeah. And we want to make it 4 to the floor, pack, pack, and not this to clack. Let me play like a piece of it. You don't. Yeah, I think that's enough. So basically you got the beat, yeah, it goes like. So what I want to talk about today, if you're a beginner finger drummer, starting out with trying to figure out, because most of what I'm asked about is how to prepare a finger drumming set, because the expansion kits are not really for finger drumming per se, unless you buy finger drumming packs from, I don't know, whatever. Mad Zach is cool. So one thing super easy to chop a sample is what we call the I call it the dealer, J dealer chop, because I don't know many other producers who did it before or got to be known for this before, but I know it from him like big time. Okay, so what he did, which is super clever, is to chop the sample at the kick and at the snare. And then you can mess around with it with a complete different rhythm and tempo and do whatever you want. But you go like really without thinking about it too much. You find the hits of the kick and the snare. Here, obviously the kick here is very low because it's an old song, but this is the snare. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We said that the beat is if the drummer would go boom tum tum clack tum tum to clack, yeah, clack, clack. And we want the drummer to go tum tum clack clack tum tum clack tum tum. So what Dilla did, yeah, again, Dilla, praise. I cannot say enough about this producer. Is to chop the kick. I hope you can see the sampler. I'm really trying today. If you have Maschine or an MPC or whatever, or even with Ableton, just open the wave so you can see. Here it's super easy. Here I cut it on the hit. I hope you can see it. I will fix this. Don't worry. As long as you can get it. There's a small trick that I want to show now, and I will show it also when I have a proper screen. When you find the place you want to hit, yeah, you can see here it's very obvious that this is the snare. This is kick, snare. There's like a big hit here. I don't know if you can see it. When you find that hit, and you want to make sure there's no clicks or there's no nothing, there's no bullshit, that chop is clean, you stretch it. You don't stretch it, you stretch the view. Yeah, you make it as big as you can, and then you cut it where the wave is exactly on the line, not here. I don't know if you can see it. Not here where the wave is like happening. That will make a click. There's a small click. I think you can hear it. So yeah, basically here. It's much cleaner. And this is how you go through all of your chops. You find the kick and the snare. And then you play it. If you have dum 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 dum, you stop counting this. I don't know if you can hear my claps. You stop counting this, dum 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 dum, and this becomes your 8 notes. Tum tum pa tum 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 pa tum 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 pa tum 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 pa tum tum. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, if this was dun 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 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4.
One of me. Oh, you.
Cool trick, huh? Let's continue with this. If there are any questions or any suggestions or anything, I basically found a nice kick before we started, and then I chopped just the first part. I think it would be enough for today. Okay, so I have 3 rows of the sample chopped exactly that way. Yeah, we call it what? I don't understand. What do you mean by quite well? How are? Maybe did I ask how are you? Okay. I'm sorry again. Today I'm in a special mood. Okay, so let me play through that thing, and then nobody will sue me for any infringement or anything. In 8 notes pattern, like a boom bap thing.
You only, I'm not one of your many. You only, I'm not one of your many. You don't, you don't, you one of your many.
Did you see what I was, the view of the screen? Oh, yeah, danke. Did you see what I was doing there? Isn't that a cool trick? And basically, what's left is to put a kick, snare, hi-hat, maybe a percussion, maybe a thingy. We will add some bass. And that's a beat, because we have vocals, we have this thing. Which is cool. She's singing. There's this piano, bass, there's stuff, but we will add some stuff. It's a pretty full sample. Okay, we don't need always to stack it up with stuff. When we played this pipa thing, it was pretty empty. Or when Mersa sent me his sample, it was just a very clean sample of an instrument. Here we have a bunch of stuff, and we will figure out a little more when we sidechain things. I will also talk about sidechaining in a very, very specific way. We'll give you a neat trick on how to actually calculate how much release time and stuff like this you need. Could we make some group change switching? Yes, we will. Why not? And we will make a nice trick for it. You know something? Again, let's continue with the deal. I will show you a nice trick of how he did 2 groups, which was basically the same group, and one is for the chorus and one is for the verse. So let's say I'm really liking this.
You one of your many. You one of me. One of your. You one of me. One of them. One of your. One of them. One of your many. You one of me. One of your many. You only. You only.
Okay, let's get with the finger drumming. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I hope this is a much better view and you can see at least where it is I'm going. okay, until I have a better shot. I actually tried to put the camera here on me, but but it was too much. I apologize for the buffering that just occurred. Yeah. Let's find a nice kick. I've already found this. Put some drive on it. Maybe filter it. I don't know, that's good for now. I know already I'm gonna send it to the master. I do apologize for the buffering. Okay, yeah, we have a lot of time today. YouTube is not receiving. Well, YouTube will have to deal with what I give. Hopefully this, as long as you can hear the music and hear my explanation, because today the finger drumming will not be so complicated. We found a kick. Let's find a snare. Today I'm in the Street Swarm expansion. This is nice. Let's not waste too much time. Sorry. And I want to go here and find a hi-hat, which I'm looking for something dirty. Like this. Like this. And an open hi-hat. This I actually... Okay, now when we have two hi-hats, we put them together in a choke group. Since the samples are already on choke group 1, I go for choke group number 2. And then they cut each other. Now then, when we go finger drumming, yeah, huge debate and ongoing question about velocity, fixed velocity. How do you put the velocity? What velocity? Velocity. Yeah. Malkovich. I always put the sample, the chops on 0. Let me show you. On 0 velocity destination. That would be the last page. I don't know with the Akai system. I have no idea how it works. Again, I just know this. You can translate to whatever it is you're working on. So we go here in the velocity destination volume at 0%. So I just... You basically breathe next to it and it's happening. Why is that? Because with the hi-hat, mostly with the hi-hat, I tend to leave a lot of dynamics. And if I hit them together, usually I would hit them with the same dynamics because I'm used to playing the hi-hat with my left hand as a drummer. And it's just something I'm used to. And you will realize that you do the same, that they usually hit the same volume, the fingers. It's very hard to separate. When they hit together, it's hard to separate volume, like the strength of how you hit. So basically, yeah, I can go stronger with a hi-hat and much lower, but the sample stays the same. And that makes life very easy. If you have any questions, write them. If everything is cool, then I'm just continuing with this. But I put the hi-hat, the open hi-hat I would put like almost on 0. Doesn't really matter. The hi-hat I would put at around 60. I don't need much. Yeah, we're basically playing a beat. I don't need a lot of dynamics, but I need some. The kick I would put at around 50 or whatever it is. Maybe less. I want some dynamics. And maybe even a different kick. And then the snare, I can go also 70%, 60%, whatever works for you. And also it depends a lot on how is your velocity set on the hardware and your software. That matters a lot, basically. And there's like a linear velocity for the pads. There's a I once saw exactly how it works. The linear just goes linear. The sensitive goes like this and then up, and then they're not just like this one is more sensitive or this. They're just like complete different velocity curves. So whatever works, yeah. You go. This is nice. I don't need everything. Yeah, for hip hop, even 60. No, that was like this was okay. Yeah. And I want to change the kick real quick because it's just not. I'm not feeling it. But you get the picture about. Let's do this one. Yeah, why not? Some less volume on the hi-hats. Like seriously. And that's basically the basic thing. Yeah, and from here we can start playing what we wanted to play. So we had what we chopped earlier as kick and snare. Yeah, we've already figured out the ins and outs of each bar, the kick and the snare, which are the most important things in the world. So we just have to match our kick and snare and add the hi-hat and whatever to the chop. I know it sounds easy, but it's someone came up with it, and now it's easy for us. So we had let's here you can see it. We had this.
You one of your many boys. You one of your many boys. You one of your many boys. You one of your boys. You one of your
I will even make it even further easier to understand, and let's put some colors. Give me a second here. Let's put some colors on the drums and on corresponding samples of kicks and snares, and you will see where I'm going with this. This you cannot read. You get the picture. Do I need to put colors? Let's put colors on this now. I don't want to get problems. Yeah, the red is enough.
You don't know
this is enough.
I'm not
This is
just
enough.
You don't know
Yeah, I think that now I'm not sure you can really see it on the screen. Let's go for a different color. What is it that? Yellow.
Many toys. I'm not just one of yours. You don't own me.
Okay, so I hope you can see it. I made, nah, you cannot really see it. Never mind. The whole idea is that we have all the kicks in this row and in this row. And then we have the snares in this row and this row.
You don't.
Shh. And we have kick here and snare here. So this is super easy, yeah, to go kick, snare.
One of your, one of your many. Only, only. One of your, one of your.
That is if you're still not into the
One of your many. One of me.
if you still don't know how to do this, yeah, to jump from the hi-hat to other sample, and you want to play the kick and snare together, and that's easier for you, and that's totally fine, yeah. There's something I want to say real quick. Nobody cares how you do it. All techniques are good. This is amazing with the pads and controllerism culture and everything. All techniques are good. We're here to discover this instrument, yeah. I said it before, we are still far away from I think, the big prophets of this instrument. The Jimi Hendrix of the Maschine has yet to arrive, in my opinion. So some will tell you have to do this, and you have to do that, and you have to have this technique. Everything is good, yeah? Try to be as good as you can. Try to have every technique you can. But if you want to play and it's happening, and people in the room go do, do you play a set drum pattern? I'm sorry, Carl, I don't understand the English. Do you play a set drum? I don't know. Okay, so I will make this like in an easy way. The whole idea is that you understand how to make this finger drumming thing work for you. So back to the beat. Yeah, we had the kick, and these are kick samples. These are snare samples. It has vocals, it has stuff, but it was on the snare. Again, I apologize for the buffering. Today is a bit heavy, but let's continue. Yeah, we had this. And you can add, we had these hi-hats. We can add them already just to count. You know, that's easy. I think it should be. It's not easy. Nothing is easy, yeah. But that's a basic beat that every finger drummer should know how to do, yeah. This is really, really lame. Where's the filter here? All right, and now we have this here, which is a little harder to reach. That's why it's always better to know this technique.
You only one of me, one of me, boy. You, I'm not boy. You, I'm not boy. of your, one of me, you.
And isn't that a cool trick to go about finger drumming? And anyway, to build your own whatever, whatever beat you're making. Yeah, you don't have to finger drum. Maybe you chop the thing and then you want to record. And then you want to lay drums on it and you want to record a beat. That's also a super cool way to go about it, because you don't... Okay, some people play the sample through. They say, hey, that's a cool sample, I can just put a drum beat on it and some bass line and add stuff, and that would be a cool beat. And some of the greatest beats in the world and some of the greatest productions ever made were made like this, and that's okay. But I think you already know how to do it, yeah. And I want to elaborate about finger drumming. There's a lot of information I think still missing. And I'm also waiting for your information to me. Give me ideas, give me tips as well. I would love them. And also send me, I put my Gmail address above as usual. Send me your music so I can play it here. Or maybe I can chop it, or send me a sample. Say, hey, I listened to this funky thing and I have no idea what to do with it. Maybe you can show me how to chop it and I will make a special episode just for you. Let's continue with this. I mean, I'm loving this beat so far. What else can we do with it? One little thing. Let's go back to the machine. Break the loop. Carl Power, I'm still trying to figure out your question. Do you play a set drum pattern? I play a drum kit, but I don't. Yeah. Another little thing. I hope you can see it on the screeny here. I think I said it before, because I'm all about the sample here, and I'm left with just one pad for the snare and one pad for the hi-hat, which is really cool if they change sound. Sometimes you can have two hi-hats, two snares. I highly recommend it if you have the place. What I like to do is go to the LFO page and then to the pitch destination. Listen what happens if I crank it up. Okay, so I crank it up pretty hard, and then now it's on a sine wave, the LFO, how the LFO is working, and maybe I go to random. Oh, random is good. And then I put it back down. It's at 3.5%. You can barely hear it, but when you play everything together with this little thingy, or if you bring it back to just flat, you completely hear a difference, trust me. And I do the same with the snare. And that's a much more natural feel of a snare. Again, it's a sample, and the hi-hat is a sample. But I think you can hear that it's changing in pitch a little bit. And a real drummer playing a snare drum, when he's playing however even his hits are, the skin of the snare is changing and mumbling all the time, and there are tiny changes in pitch, always and forever. I got a song that a friend of mine recorded a couple of years ago. Can I send it to you? Yeah, please. What is your email? It's written above. It's machineshaolin@gmail.com. Please send everything there. I check it daily. Robert, I hope you figured out how to export a whole project with the samples, not just the project. It cannot be such a small file like a 270 kilobyte file. It has to be loaded with samples. I want to go back to the beat. Where was I? Yeah, changes in pitch. Very, very, very important. There are changes in dynamics. I apologize for the buffering. YouTube is giving me hell today. There are always changes in dynamics and velocity, but also in pitch. That is super important. That's why it's always very recommended to have two different snare pads or hi-hats or anything. You're trying if it's a familiar drum pattern. No, I just I don't know. Maybe I had something in my maybe I had a pattern in my head and I didn't realize it, and you figured it out. I don't know. So where were we? Yeah, pitch, velocity. Let's add bass. Now it's real easy because we know we add bass to the kicks and not to the snares. Super easy way to mix your finger drumming is to have the snare cut the bass all the time. For example, if a band was playing and listened to a lot of music, listen to the roots, listen to beats and how they're produced, like when they hit you hard, usually the snare cuts the bass. With good mastering, even in the subs, it's like boom, and you have like boom clack to boom clack boom clack doom 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 slack, you know, and so it's very easy with the finger drumming since everything is chopping everything. We have one choke group for the sample. Then it's very easy to now add the bass. If before I try to figure out where are the notes that I want to add bass, where are my first notes to play, where's, I don't know. Now it's very easy, and we're just gonna lay some bass on top of whatever we have and sidechain the thing. And I will let you in on a very cool trick about sidechaining that I don't know if you know about. Yeah, that needs a bass. So we go, I hope you can see this now. We go to sampling, we go to zone function, and we go add. Then we look for bass. Let's stay with this expansion. I don't want to look further. It's only loops. Maybe it's in single note. That's just terrible. Let's find something else. Bass. Bass here. I just want to add a little thingy. Since I'm thinking about going boom bap, and it's pretty obvious that this is the direction we're going here, I want to add a bass that will gel into the sample, and not something that will stand out like I did in other beats, where I wanted to sound like more produced. Here I wanted to gel into the. There's already some bass there. I'm looking for something with not so much character, actually. Let's go with this one. It's even. Did you see what I did there with the tuning? Somebody asked me. Go up until it sounds, yeah, and then bring it 12 semitones down. That would be a whole octave. If you don't know any music theory, this is good. Use your ear, but you should know at least that 12 semitones is an octave, or if you find your root note, you can go up 3, you can go up 5, you can go up 7, you can go up 8, you can go up 6, but you need to know why, and you need to listen all the time. So now, I think this gels in pretty funky. Without it, it was... With it, ha, and then the same sample all over the bass drum, the kick pads, I would say. This is the same thing. Add the same. This is something else. I hope you're following. I'm finding the note and then I'm lowering everything 12 semitones down, an octave down, because I'm thinking this would fit this heavy thing.
One of you, 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 one of one of one of you, 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 one of you.
And now we have something that sounds like this. How easy was that? Again, if you missed it, yeah, give a lot of body to sample. Yeah. That's the thing. We want to fatten up an old sample. Unfortunately, I cannot go to the record shop. I'm also pretty broke right now. I cannot buy records and sample them. So I'm working with like really poor MP3s and really, which you convert to waves. But this is just like a show and tell thing. So if you're working with how you add bass to sample, yeah, that's, again, I will show it again. We had, let's remove this. Add it again. First of all, I find the samples that I think would be a kick, and in this case, we figured it out already. Then Sebastian, if you have Maschine, then you go to sampling. I hope you can see it. Blah blah blah. You go to sampling, and then in sampling, it usually opens on record or edit. You go to zone function. In zone, you go to add. Then you have a list, just like, yeah, you browse. You browse. But I'm not into browsing, I'm into finding the first thing. And we found this sample. So you choose it, then it shows up on your sampler. And then you have a previous, which is this, and the next, which is this. And you have two samples on the same pad. And you basically cannot do much with the second sample, but tune it, cut it, the start and end point, gain, like level of the thing, panning, and that's basically it. Yeah, a lot of, I never on vinyls. Yeah, sample whatever you can. I mean, it doesn't really matter. As long as people dance, and as long as you go with your head like this, it doesn't matter how you play it. It doesn't matter where you sampled it from. It just doesn't matter. People sample stuff from Instagram. They found somebody talking on YouTube with wind and and all this shit in the background. There's always something to do, and maybe we'll do an episode about this. Sebastian, let me continue real quick so we will have the sample. Then in this case, I'm trying to find a sample that will fit in. And I'm looking for the pitch. And I'm trying to go up to find it. It's easier for me this way. This. And then 12 semitones down. I always also cut the bass sample short, or as much as I want it to fit the sample, but here it's pretty short and pretty funky. And I put the same on all of them. One of you. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is sidechain everything, because we have a lot of bass and a lot of stuff. And you know how is stuff. You know stuff. I want to show how to go to another group from this, so maybe today's episode will go a little bit longer, like another 15 minutes, so bear with me. So I go to the group. You cannot even see this. I go to the group thing and I add a compressor. The input source would be my kick, which in this case is pad 4. I already routed the kick to the master. By default, it's routed in the group. Now listen what happens when it's in the group. It's compressing itself, which is 2 thumbs down. This is not cool. So you send it to the master, and on the master I have a limiter, just like the limiter as it is. Just open it, that's it. So you don't clip or anything, and you're safe. Yeah, back to the compressor. And the snare I also sent to the master, because I don't want the kick to compress the snare, and you will hear in a moment why. Then what you do is you hear this transition thing. It's interesting. Yeah, I will get there very, very soon. Before you make a transition, you want to sort of complete the first thing so you can copy and get quick about it. Now you hear pretty heavy sidechaining. Yeah? But that's too aggressive. I cannot hear anything. I'm not really dancing from this. Thanks, I'm French and my English is too bad, so I need to concentrate so much. But it's very cool. And then, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. You can watch it later again and again, and I'm just showing. And as I said, I'm working on having another camera, which will take this angle at all times, or you can see this and this. Now it's just very, very, now this is all I can do for now. So, but as long as you get the picture. So yeah, sidechaining. Compressor is very hard. I'm not liking this. I'm not then when the snare hits, it just opens up way too aggressive. So we have the kick and whatever. Yeah, this is like EDM thing. I'm not into this. What we do, before we touch the amount or any of the parameters, put the attack all the way down and put the release all the way down. But this is still not, this is still too aggressive, if you ask me. So, a neat trick and also not really. It's supposed to make you dance, the whole sidechaining thing. It's supposed to pump. A neat trick I'm going to show you, which engineers used to work with in the past. I will take my broken phone and show you something nice. If you're a beat maker, a producer, or if you even make techno, it's super important. If you make EDM, if whatever it is you use sidechaining for, and I think pretty much for everything nowadays, and you don't really know how to go about the timing of the compressor, like the attack, the release time, and everything. Yeah. So here I have something calculated from from a different beat already. What you do, listen carefully. Sébastien, approuvez, autre gens, regardez. The number is 60,000. Remember this number. Now I have the beat. Let's tap and try to find the BPM by just tapping. I will do it real quick. Just be with me. It's around 90. Okay, so I have this number 60,000. And I know that my BPM is 90. If you're in a project and you're working on a beat, then you know your BPM. Okay? So 60,000 divided by 90, which is our BPM, gives us, check out this number. Yes. This is the number you get, okay? Whatever BPM is. And then you divide it by 4 or 8 or 16. Do you get it? By like quarter notes, 8 notes, or 60 notes. Let's go 8 notes, because we're playing tsun, 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 and one boom, tss. I want the thing to open quickly, so I divide this by 8, and we get this number, 83.3333333333333. This is your release time of the compressor, boys and girls. That's how you calculate this thing. If nobody ever told you, it's because they're keeping it to themselves. And I'm here to share. And I hope you share back with me. So, back to the machine. Yeah. I hope you can see this. Let's do this like so you get it. Here's my release time. And I put it on 83. If I can make it 83.3, I will be the happiest person alive, but that's a little overstatement. 80, this is good enough. Yeah? 80, blah, blah, blah. This is good enough. Now, this is my sidechaining parameters. That's it. Now, I want to check the amount, exactly how much I want, but this will pump. Oh, yeah. Now we can put the amount down, the knee as well. No, the knee, let's keep, that's nice. Oh. I put the amount. And what we can also do is put the amount back, go to the next page, and lower probably the gain of how much it's going in, because I'm hearing some distortion. It's not nice. Put it on 50. Oh. Threshold I can lower a bit. Once you calculated your release time, it's very, very easy to find something that works.
you boy, one of your many boy, you boy, one of your many boy, you one of your many, one of your, one of your, one of me, one of me, one of you boy, you.
Wasn't that cool? Now, Robert, I did not forget, and as I said today, I will go 10 minutes past the time because this is turning out to be a very, very nice stream today. Save. We have this, which is cool, which is nice. I mean, if I bring somebody doing many toys, many toys, I'm the worst rapper in the world, by the way. But that was on the beat when I said it. So, what we do, let's go back to the machine. Now we want to make another group. I go back to the machine, I have this group, I go duplicate, I group, and I duplicate the group here. Now, let's say that this will be my grand opener, the second group. I go back to the first group, and what I can do is put something all over the thing and try to create a complete different atmosphere from the same group. Yeah? So what we can do is filter. For example, I promised you a Dilla trick, another Dilla trick. What Dilla used to do, I'm sorry if I'm going like Bruder because I'm very excited about J Dilla. What Dilla used to do is have the sample, but when the verse goes in, he would put a filter on the sample. So it's just much more muffled. And it's just much more bassy, and when the chorus hits, you just open all the highs on the sample. So let's do this here, like real quick. You add a filter. We got the okay, let me show you this. We got the resonance down. Just leave bass. Cut it all the way to. That's too much. Okay, and then let me go quickly to Maschine here and copy this filter to every sample here. Paste here as well. Now, why don't I do it to the group, the whole group, if I have so many samples here? It's because I want to do it just to the samples. If anybody knows how do I copy paste real quickly through the hardware, how I copy paste plugins real quick through the hardware, that would be nice. Give me just a sec here. Just a sec. 2 more pads. Just 2 more pads. Paste, I think. Yup. That's done. So now we have the verse. Very bassy, and then the chorus hits. Let's copy another group, or Yeah, let's copy this and I will show you another one. Maybe we want to do something different. Maybe we want to, just for the sake of dynamics, make everything like really, really lo-fi so it can open up in a completely different way. That's another way to go about it. So you go to this group. We get rid of the compressor. Yeah? Because we're going to make it pretty much without bass, so we don't really need the kick to hit the bass. So I go to filter and I go to a high pass filter and I bring back the kick and snare to the group, not to the master. Okay, and let's find that filter like this. And just for maybe creating other groups just for the full samples with effects, yeah, whatever it is, just continue copying stuff or make other things. Now, as I see we're getting closer to the end, what else would I add to this like sort of lo-fi thingy? If you have a sample that makes a plugin that makes like a vinyl, this isotope is free. I just don't have it on my computer. I think I have it somewhere. I think I have the installation somewhere. Just put it there. Another thing you can do to go quickly from and then I want to go to the next group, but this continues on playing. One thing you can do is if you always go out of one sample, then truncate it exactly to where it's supposed to end. That's pretty much how you would do it. What I like to do, and I highly recommend this before you realize where are your ins and outs of the whole set. Yeah. At some point you will figure out this is how I play. Yeah, that's my routine. Before you do that, you can just select multi. You select. Let me show you here. You basically select all the. I selected all the chops. You have multi selection, and I go to ADSR mode because when I chopped them it was on one shot. I just let it play. Now I go to ADSR or AHD. AHD is even better because ADSR is depending on how long you press it, and you can make it pretty long. I put on ADSR. Yeah, okay, Robert. That's one way. I highly recommend to check on AHD, on attack, hold, decay function, because then with ADSR it depends on. Let me show you. Yeah. It's for different things, and with AHD, it just doesn't matter how long you press. It's just like another percussion. So let me select it's selected. Let's find a way. You can make it pretty long, like 1 second, 2 second long. It's already hitting the snare. I don't need it, right? Here. It can hit a little bit. Oh. So we have this. Yeah. Let's copy the same settings I did. Where was it? This was 770, 423, and put it here again so I can go back to the other.
One of your many toys.
You collect them. We go to AHD. This was 770. Nice number, 770, if you're into this stuff. And for something.
You don't know.
And it holds. You do it just for the last one. I highly recommend to do it to everything and just play it, you know? And so then I have something like this. I forgot to do it with this group. Sorry.
One of your many toys.
Yeah, we go to HD, SND, and here was for something. It doesn't have to be so accurate. It's just because they go into, it's the same sample all around. So I have this now. Let me do a proper pass, and you will realize there's a chorus, a verse, and a break. Okay, let's do this. I hope you got the picture there, and we sort of have to finish today. This was, I think, pretty cool tricks. You can even, did you hear there were little overlaps? Also because I pretty much fucked it up, and the order of the groups can be a little different. Why did I put this? But you could clearly hear that this is a verse. Yeah? I forgot to put the camera on the thing. That's why I'm working on having a camera on the machine all the time. I think this is turning out to be a really, really cool beat. Maybe I will make a video out of it. Who knows? I'm still working on making the pipa video. That's a hard thing to play, actually. It's really, really slow. Searching our way is finally the same. Yahoo! With no further ado, I will say thank you to everybody here in the chat. I actually had a really, really good time today. Stay safe. You know, don't get coronavirus. Don't get it. I mean, also tell your friends. Don't get it. And what can I say? I'm thinking of having the weekend off. I will do Saturday and Sunday off, and and I also want to record some videos, and then I will be back Monday, 9 o'clock. If the time is good for you as it is right now, then we can keep it like this. And I will again show more stuff, and I'm waiting for your comments and your emails. They're exciting. I love the feedbacks. I love what you write me. It's exciting. I'm here alone. I think you're also home alone. It's nice to know that somebody is happy with what you do. So send me stuff so I can also be happy with what it is you do. Yeah? Hey, machine lovers and love machines. That was episode number 10, I believe. And this will conclude the episode for today. Thank you for being here. And I will play some of what we did here. And say goodbye.